All right, we're going to call it to order, regular board meeting and Pinko meeting. Good evening. The October 19th regular board meeting is being recorded. Anyone wishing to observe the meeting may do so via AVUHSD's YouTube channel. Individuals may take photographs or record meetings, provided the individual's conduct does not constitute a disruption, including obstruction of the views of others. Roll call. Ms. Corona.
Present.
I'm here. Mrs. McGrady.
Present.
Mr. Sanchez.
Present.
Mrs. Wynn. All right, Mr. Delgado is not here at this time. Okay, 2. Public business from the floor, closed session agendized items. Are there any comments from the public on closed session items?
I do not have any comments for closed session at this time.
Okay, the Board of Trustees will go into closed session and reconvene the regular meeting at 6 p.m. We're going to go ahead and reconvene the regular meeting.
Welcome to the Antelope Valley Union High School District Board of Trustees meeting. This board meeting is being recorded. Anyone wishing to observe the meeting may do so via AVUHSD's YouTube channel. Individuals may take photographs or record meetings provided the individual's conduct does not constitute a disruption, including obstructing the views of others. Those wishing to address items on the agenda and matters that are not on the agenda but within the jurisdiction of the AVUHSD board shall do so in person, complete a speaker form, and give it to the designee before the public comment portion of the meeting. The speaker form must be given to Ms. Orozco before the board president announces the item. Once the item has been called, we will no longer accept new cards. Ms. Orozco will call the individual's name to come up to the podium to provide their comments. Individual speakers are limited to 3 minutes each. The total time for public input on each item shall be limited to 20 minutes. Non-agendized items are limited to a total allotment of 20 minutes. Only one person is permitted to stand at the podium at a time. No speaker may relinquish a time allotment to another speaker. The district encourages members of the public to attend board meetings and to address the board concerning any item on the agenda or within the board's jurisdiction. The board does not prohibit public criticism of its policies, procedures, programs, services, acts, or omissions. Similarly, the board does not prohibit public criticism of district employees. Speakers are cautioned that no person is immune from liability for making intentionally false or defamatory comments simply because those comments are made at a public meeting. Attendees are also reminded of the board's civility policy, policy 1313. This civility policy requires that members of the district staff will treat parents and other members of the public with respect and expect the same in return. The district is committed to maintaining disruption-free board meetings. The board will not permit any disturbance or willful interruption of its board meetings. Persistent disruption by an individual or group are grounds to terminate the privilege of addressing the board. Persistent disruption by an individual shall be grounds for the board president to terminate the individual's privilege to address the board. The district promotes mutual respect, civility, and orderly conduct among district board members, district employees, parents, and the public. The district seeks public cooperation with this endeavor.
Can we get the presentation of colors, please? United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Left, right, left, 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 right, right, left, right, right, left.
Outstanding job. All right, 4, Pinko meeting, public comments from the floor for Pinko items. Are there any comments from the public on Pinko items?
I have no comments for Pinko items.
Okay, we'll move to B, Pinko approval of year-end appropriation transfers. It is recommended the Board of Trustees approve year-end appropriation transfers as presented. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second, any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Seeing none, so moved. It was an aye for me. Okay, 5, reconvene regular meeting. 6, recognition reports, public comments, quarterly Williams complaint report, summary July 2023 to September 2023. Ms. Williams.
There were no complaints received during this time period.
Right, thank you. I'll reserve my board report. We'll move to C, district strategic planning update. Mr. Meany.
Thank you. So the cabinet groups met again on September 18th. We reviewed the draft strategic goals as developed in the July meeting. We also reviewed metrics and assessments relevant to the draft goal A. We looked at CASP dashboard, fall climate survey data, historical attendance data, and reviewed data on the recruitment of teachers. Next meeting was set for 10/16. So we met Monday, and this time the cabinets groups, the focus of the session was to discuss optimal learning environments for students. The team engaged in a lengthy discussion on physical and cultural environments that lend themselves to creating the optimal environment for our students to learn in. Our next steps are to engage the board in a work study, share our progress and hear your input, and then engage our industry and municipal partners. Cabinet group meets again on November 6th, and I'll provide an update at the next board meeting. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Any questions from the board?
I just have a question. When are you hoping to engage the board for that work meeting? Are we looking post 2023?
No, we'd like to do it in the month of November, if possible before November 6th, but it'll depend on everybody's, including our facilitators' calendar, but as quickly as possible.
Okay. Good job. Thank you. Mr. Hawkins, Antelope Valley School Transportation Report Update. Make it brief, sir.
Absolutely. Thank you. Right now they have about 80 drivers. They need 90 to 95. They do have 13 in training, and they're looking to being able to hire a couple that already have a bus driver's license. And so they're hopeful that they can do that and get in the problem is they move 3 steps forward and fall back 1 because they'll hire 5 and then somebody will leave. So it's churning, but they are making progress on that.
Outstanding. Thank you. Mr. Millings. Good evening.
Good evening, members of the governing board. On the agenda this evening for the board's consideration is the settlement that was reached between AVTA and the district for this school year. Our settlement with the district was voted on and approved by roughly 90% of AVTA members. I would like to thank Mrs. Ramos and her team for making this bargaining season as smooth as it was. The ease at which this settlement was reached speaks to the ongoing positive working relationship between AVTA and the district. I am here this evening to ask that the board approve our settlement with the district. Thank you for your time. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you very much and good job. All right. Are there any comments from the public on agendized items?
Yes, we have one.
Okay. The public is invited to address the board on any agenda item. To address an item on the agenda, speaker forms must be given to the designee before the board president chair announces this item. Individual speakers are limited to 3 minutes each, and a total time for public input on each item shall be limited to 20 minutes. Only one person is permitted to stand at the podium at a time. No speaker may relinquish a time allotted to another speaker. During public comments, the board listens to concerns. The board may ask questions for purpose of clarification. The law prohibits the board from entering into a dialogue with the public or taking action on items not on the agenda.
Vivian, item 15N.
Miss Vivian, welcome.
Mr. Roscoe, did you say N as in Nancy or M as in Mary?
N as in Nancy.
Thank
Let me make sure I say hello to my president, Mr. Hughes, Ms. Corona, Mr. Sanchez, Mr. Orozco, Delegado, Ms. Presita, Parissa, Ramos, and whoever else I didn't mention, Sanchez. I want to just say I welcome to be here whenever I'm here to see you all here. The number N, the reason why I brought up N, not knowing really everything, because I'd be late trying to figure out what's all being said on the agenda, but I come back up here a lot because things that I've learned for the last 3 years coming around here, some of the trips and stuff, like some of the trips that were told about when Dr. Ruffin and Dr. Rose, what's his name? Robert Davis and all that, when they used to speak about the things that used to go on with Knight, because I know they're a good school and different things, but these teachers, such as the one that called my kids niggas, you know, Stockdale, were part of the fact they were saying things or going along with saying that I told them that they were the ones that were saying the nigger thing. And why I'm saying that is he was part of this thing with trips that the district were talking about, the trips that Dr. Ruffin were saying, and so was Robert Davis. When it sounds like there's so many trips that Knight takes or that he takes or the group takes, that if this is money that's going on for trips every year, that is not enough, not money that shouldn't be leaving the district, it should stay here in the district. We got enough teachers and certificate, non-certificate, and everybody's speaking of the monies that they don't have. Some of these trips that are might going on in Australia or in all these other places that they were saying that they were trying to take an accountability of, you know, try to be transparent with the money, and it just blew up with cases and allegations and things being said. So I'm not sure what the trips and the reimbursements are, but I'll say this, even working with the county, if there are things that are going on where sometimes there's too much money going out on these trips that shouldn't be going out on these trips, don't do it, because you know what? That money could be used for something quite different. Maybe some more mental health, or some programs that can help the kids in the district to do anything that they do, or help those kids like you were used to saying, Ms. Corona, like things like, you know, when it comes to proms and different things, the kids of lower poverty area or the kids that are less fortunate, they might need monies and funds to go with helping them to go to the prom or to, you know, grad night or stuff like that. Monies that's going on for a lot of trips. If they're not going on the trips that the other kids that can't go on them and they're not helping, it shouldn't be just the staff. And I'm gonna say that because I know that when they had that big discussion about non-transparency, about all the funds that were being alleged that were being misappropriate, and you know, you had the AV press person over here, part of that stuff, allegations that were saying this wasn't being done, or she was allegating, you know, lying and stuff like that about the funds that were going on. There are monies that are not always accounted for. We know that in this district.
30
we
seconds.
know people that are part of this district that know about that money and stuff, different monies that are not in the system that should be done, what they need to be done. Put them back on the teachers. Everybody's complaining. We got, like I said, we got a lot of new people up on this here leadership board and things, and some of them that some that's made new positions that shouldn't over making $200,000. Put it to the teachers and the people in the unions and stuff. So some of these trips that are going on, if they're not helping the kids that need to be helped, that can't go, don't even do it. Period.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Are there any comments from the public for non-agendized items?
Yes, we have 4.
We have enough time for sure, and I will go ahead and grab Miss Moore. Is it Miss Moore? Welcome.
Good evening and greetings to everyone, all the members of the board and everyone here. My name is Maisha Moore. My daughter is Victoria Knuckles, and she is a freshman at Quartz Hill High School. I'd like to notify the board of an incident that happened on September 18th at Quartz Hill High School. My daughter was in PE class and was assaulted. Someone threw a rock at her in PE class and hit her directly in her eye. My daughter had perfect vision. She has had to go through emergency eye surgery at Children's Hospital. She is going to be on a long road to recovery. She cannot see out of the injured eye. The investigation has been stopped at Quartz Hill. They did do an investigation. They couldn't find who did it. I was told there was a video. When my daughter requested to see the video, she was told there is nothing to see on the video. The vice principals have been helping me, but the principal of Quartz Hill High School has yet to say anything to me, my daughter, or my family. She hasn't said anything like any type of empathy. I'm a nurse, so I know that you have empathy for your patients. I would expect for a principal to have empathy for her students. If she couldn't protect what happened to my daughter during class time, this was during class time, PE class. The teacher wasn't there yet. I guess she was on her way, but the students were in class and PE assigned to, I guess, their numbers where they meet on the PE field. The teacher had not arrived yet when this incident happened. So the only thing that caught it were the students who were there that saw it. And then I guess the video cameras that were outside, which are the cameras that we are told that there's nothing to see on the camera. So I just really feel like my daughter deserves better. She deserves more. She went to school that day expecting to learn and be protected. It could have been anything. It couldn't have been a rock, could have been a bullet. And nobody was there. So I'd like the board to know, and I need something done on my daughter's behalf. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Moore. Anybody want to say anything on the board? I'm just going to go and talk about cameras. One of the things that I want to do is bring in better cameras so incidents like this are caught and we could find out who did that. So I just want to say I am pushing for that, Ms. Moore. All right. And I will give some directions to look into it. Thank you. I don't want to. Rebecca? Welcome.
Hi. My name is Rebecca Bonifaci. I am a paraeducator at Lancaster. I want to talk about our lack of representation during these board meetings by a CSEA representative. I see that the teachers get a representative every month, and we have no representative that's on the agenda at all. And I think that's pretty unfair. It also shows us that we are second class. It's really evident in a lot of areas as being classified employees that we're second class. But when we don't have representation on the board, it really solidifies that for us. We already are at the bottom of the totem pole for a lot of the things like raises, bonuses, things like that. We're in the front lines of everything, and we're this last to be thought of. And I just reiterate this from last time, even when it comes to the way the school calendar is made, we are an afterthought. They do not even put us into a thought when they're making that calendar. It's just really unfair that your most needed employees, because while the certificate is important, the classified are the backbones of the school. You couldn't even have somebody come into the front desk without a classified employee there. And without classified employees there for one day, you guys would notice it quickly. You guys notice it when we're not there, but I feel like we're invisible when we are. And I think it's very important for you guys to recognize this and change the way classified for this district is being treated. We are the first to get injured. We are the first to put ourselves on line when there's a student in danger. Most of the time, we are the ones who make sure these kids are getting home on the buses, and that situation's insanity right now. And we are just shown no appreciation in any way, shape, or form, in the form of a paycheck, in the form of putting us on the agenda and wanting to hear what's going on with our union and what's going on with your classified employees, it's just a really frustrating situation right now for your classified employees. And I think it's time that the district really just recognize this and start mending it, because you're already losing employees left and right. It seems like we're overworked. We're shorthanded because of that, we're overworked.
30 seconds.
I do the job of 2 people right now because we're short-staffed. And that's really unfair to myself, to our students, and even to our teachers. And this needs to be fixed.
Thank you. Any comments?
I just had, oh, Miss Rebecca, before you leave, I just had a clarifying question. When you mention Bonifaci, yes, sorry. When you mentioned the we for making a calendar, and who is the we?
So the teachers agree to this calendar for their approved upon calendar for the school year. And there's a few days in June, not every single year. It's really been happening a lot more recently. So we're expected to be working those days. Those are not our regular days. We are 10-month employees. So we are supposed to be working from August to May. We don't have to work June. And most of us show up because we care about the kids. And we shouldn't have to do that. That's not our contracted time, And if we don't show up, we're basically knowing that we're letting those kids down. So for those 10-month employees, that's a problem.
So the we is the disconnect between the teachers and the classified unions talking to each other and figuring it out, or I just want to understand the we.
I don't know how the
Okay.
school calendar is decided upon between the school board and the teachers. I'm not privy to that. I'm not a teacher, so I'm not part of that decision making.
Okay.
So
Rick, can you give us an update on how that calendar is made so we can? Take a
Are
look
you
at
talking about now or the subsequent meeting?
a subsequent?
Yeah,
or in the
absolutely.
back, yeah, if you didn't let us know.
And then the other are we allowed to say a clarifying statement, or is it only? I just want to make a clarifying statement. And I think I mentioned this last month, that there's, well, it's for what she said.
Yep, you're just gonna make a statement.
Yeah.
Okay,
But-
thank you very much.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can go sit down.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Go ahead,
But you mentioned, Ms. Bonifaci, that there's no representation of the union on the board. But again, like I said last month, we're hearing more about your issues and concerns and challenges now than in your previous agendized update. So thank you for
Yes.
coming up and speaking, and let's have up to 20 minutes of it. Great. Thank you.
Absolutely. And I would just like to say that once again, I made the decision for Miss White not to be on the agenda, solely me, nobody else sitting on this up here. I made that decision based on her conduct, and I'm going to continue with that decision. I love hearing all the issues of what CSA is going through, because I could tell you, and I'm going to keep saying it, my commitment, and this, I'm sure this majority on this board's commitment, I want you guys to be the best paid, best benefited. I want the best employees working for this district, and we get a say in that, and we're going to fight hard. Once again, as employers, we need to take care of our employees, and that is our commitment, and we're absolutely going to do it, despite whether I like your president or not, and I don't. So, okay. Moving on.
I have
Go
just a
ahead.
quick point
Absolutely.
of clarification.
Do you need her back at the podium, ma'am?
No,
Okay, you just want to make a statement.
no,
Go
I
ahead.
just want to make a statement that
Go ahead.
I truly do value the job that our classified employees do for us. And I do know that you're the backbone of the district. I respect the classified employees as well as our teachers and our administrative staff. To me, it's one of the best districts I've ever worked with. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Mossman.
Good evening. I've
Good
talked in
evening.
front of a lot of people in my history, and this is amazing what you guys do here. On behalf of that, after that is, my name is Douglas Mossman. I'm here on behalf of Courtsville High School soccer program. I was the vice president last year for our boosters, which was our first year that we were the boosters. And I am now the president for the next forever, I think. I know a few people in here that have seen all my children grow up. And now I have a junior as a varsity player, and now I have a freshman coming in. So they are stuck with me for a while, but we have done great things with our boosters program. And as a soccer program, I'm gonna start off by telling you how good these boys were. 2021, we had an average of 3.1 with 9 above a 4.0, 13 above a 3.0, and our valedictorian of the team was at a 4.6. Unfortunately, we lost the CIF game and a golden goal. I know there's a gentleman in here that was very passionate about that. But we lost a very rough game is in a CIF game. The next year, 2022, we had an average of a 3.4, 12 at a 3.0 and above, and 5 at a 4.0, with our valedictorian of the team at a 4.7. We won CIF last year, and we made it to the third stage of sectionals, which in this, for Courtsville High School, that's the farthest we've ever been in our CIF program with Little Rock and everybody. We were the farthest, we made it the farthest, which was great for the team. We got to do banquets, we got to do a lot of things. I will cut to the chase. After doing this for the past couple of years and being involved with the community, which is amazing how much support we did get by the community, we have found out how generous this community is. Unfortunately, we have also found out that it is really expensive. We're on year 3 of these uniforms and thought these uniforms would last longer. They're well made, they're made by Under Armour. And unfortunately, we might be on our last year if we make it through this year. And the sticker price was a little bit daunting for our boosters. So we've gotten a couple of quotes, which I'd like to share with you guys and see where you guys might be able to help us move on. I think we figured it out for this year, but if we were able to get them before the year, it would help tremendously. Oh, can I just submit? Oh. Since I only had 8 seconds. Oh, and I appreciate your time. The quote, I can get more quotes, but at this time, this is a local business that we've used. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mossman. Any questions? Carl, again? Okay, all right, thank you. And then last but not least, Miss Vivian. Welcome again.
I'm making sure that when my time starts, I say exactly what I need to say, because back in 2020, when I came in here, because Coach DJ Hines called the kids at Highland, go out there and play like some niggas, Stockdale and Hunt, they came after me because of the superintendent and Grady and the rest of them, everybody, some of the leadership people came after me. But what I've just learned is really pretty disturbing, because I said I'll come back and forth because I watched this district when I first learned how to come up to this podium to learn what the process was. And I know that this young man that's on tech right there used to say, when am I gonna talk? When am I gonna talk? I know now he's probably saying, when am I gonna stop talking? Because I'm not now, because I learned a lot. I just found out and learned in my heart that this one here, this one that I call racist, and this one here, Grady. I always call them that because I watched their actions that they did, especially how they did some of these kids in this district. Wynn is keeping her head down, because guess what Wynn did? Wynn is trying to take away what the president that you guys came up here and gave me an award. I have nothing against Miss Karen, but Wynn is trying to take something away because guess what she just said? She just now let it be known that she's saying that I allegedly threatened her. The day that I got my award that she saw that maybe Miss Karen couldn't get up here and speak, she don't put in an allegation that I don't threaten her. Well, guess what? I let a attorney know at the same time that she came over here while I was sitting in the back, my black ass sitting in the back, your no good ass came back there and said, what did you tell me? Why don't you tell them what you asked me? You asked me, could you take my black ass to dinner and lunch? Is it possible? You gonna shake your head? Because guess what? I got
No.
pictures of you and this demon, you and you two witches right now, the way you are, because she sits with people like Sue, what's her name? You came back there trying to be real discreet when you asked me, Miss Vivian, could you do me a favor? Can we go out to lunch? Because I tell you, and if you're sitting there shaking your head, that's why I'm always come up to this district until you off this board. You sat there and begged my black ass to go to lunch. I said, you didn't afford that to Miss Ruffin when you were sitting there saying, I wasn't on the board. And you know what else you said? You said, I was on the board. I wasn't on the board at that time that everything that went down. I even sat back there with you when you first started coming into board. Tell me that's a lie, Miss Wynn, because you know you do lie. You sat there and told me I wasn't on the board, but guess what I told you? Stockdale said ever since you ain't been on this board, you've been part of this here district and the union and helping out every which way. So now you saying that I said something to you? I got all these people up here that I can't stand. Most of them or some of them, they know it. You're mainly the one, and that one right there, that racist. You're gonna sit here and come back to my black ass where I was sitting and asked me to take me to lunch. What did I tell you? I wouldn't go to lunch with you if you paid me. You just wanted to say, I said, God bless you. So you said, God bless your soul. But guess what I'm gonna tell you? You do what you do. God's watching you. But as long as I'm in this board coming every day, or when I care about your behind, I'm gonna let your little happy behind know one thing. You're wrong, but you know who's gonna judge you? God's gonna judge you. But I'm gonna tell you this. You came after me for no reason, lying about saying that I said something to you. What did I say? Because my black ass don't threaten people. I just asked. Just like you had the superintendent and all the rest of them that came after me for $20,000 because the coach called the kids a nigger and y'all tried to come. This one here with Furno and people helping out, all these alleged people that help to try to come after a parent, standing up for all those kids on that basketball team. You're a liar and you should stop it. She needs to be removed, and this is why I'm going to continue coming.
Ms. Vivian, that's your time.
I know, Mr. Nee, and I'm leaving right now, but I hope that you can understand. I had a meeting with you
Ms.
before, and I'm
Vivian.
helpful that you always are there to listen. Check what they did, Dr. Nee, because what she said was wrong, and you know it.
Thank you. We'll move to 7. Educational Services, action item, Education Service Review and Adopt Proposed Revision to Board Policy Administrative Regulation 5145.12. It is recommended the board adopt the proposed revision to BP/AR 5145.12 as presented. I'll make a motion. Can I get a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Seeing none, so moved. Hold on. Great. Where's the presentation?
It's with the item. It'll come up when the item comes up.
I didn't pass them. Okay. On B? No, but I'm on 7B, correct, right now? All right, thank you. Educational Services Review 2023-2024 AVUHSD Multilingual EL Master Plan, first reading discussion. The Governing Board is asked to review the 2023-2024 AVUHSD Multilingual L Master Plan, first read discussion. Anybody got anything? Any discussion on this?
Just the only thing is I spoke with Mr. Nehan at length about some of the questions I have, so that was all I wanted to add.
Okay. All right, 8, personal service action item, open conduct and closed public hearing, AB 1200, cost disclosure on bargaining unit certificated ABTA, an unrepresented certificated management. I'll open the public hearing at 6:38. All right, comments from staff or board, Ms. Ramos.
Well, as you heard from Mr. Millings, we're pleased to announce that we've come to a tentative agreement with the Antelope Valley Teachers Association, along with the unrepresented certificated management. So what you have before you tonight are the cost disclosures based on those agreements. The AB 1200 reflects a 5% increase for certificated staff and certificated unrepresented, as well as a 5% off schedule payment for those groups.
Are there any comments from the board? I'll start with you, Ms. McGrady. Any comments?
I'm happy to give the teachers as much as we can possibly give them, and I think that's what this does. Thank you.
Ms. Nguyen.
I agree with Ms. McGrady. Our teachers do a phenomenal job. And want them to know that I appreciate it as well as I know our students do too. Thank you.
Mr. Sanchez.
I'm just looking forward for them to see the big improvement that we're gonna be having.
I agree. Ms. Corona.
I support teachers. I am one. Thank you.
That's a new professor right there, by the way. All right, I just want to say, I remember when I first got elected, I don't even think I was on the board, had a great conversation with Mr. Millings, and there might have been some frictions at that time because there was some politics involved, but I said, politics aside, this is called governance, and what we're going to do is get the best paid teachers, best benefited teachers, best benefited in staff, general, in our cabinet, are everywhere. And that's my goal. And I think we're moving in that direction. I think there's a little U in our salaries, but we're going to fix that. I've made a commitment to work to fix that. So I look forward to voting on this. And thank you for the hard work the teachers and administrators do for us. Yeah, Mr. Neon, you got anything?
No, but I appreciate the work that Ms. Ramos and the AVTA bargaining team put in, and I think that this is a good agreement.
Yeah, and I want to brag. One day, I believe it was one day, no attorneys, just our staff and the Teachers Association. And I got to tell you, knocked it out of the park, and I look forward to voting on this. Right. Anything else?
I think this is great. I mean, I think like what everyone here has been saying, like, we all love teachers, so let's get them the most benefit, the most, everything we can. Yeah.
All right, I will go ahead and close. Oh, wait, hold on. Are the comments from the public? Are there any comments from the public? Ms. Vivian? You can come up. This is where we don't have to fill out a card. No, come on up. This is that we don't have to fill out cards for this. Yeah, yes, ma'am.
I'm just gonna say real quick, Ms. Ramos is very, very helpful. She was able to help me when I had issues with going on with salaries and learning how pays are done and how certificates, really gave me a description on everything on how it all works when you were coming in, taking that place from that other person. You really are phenomenal. And I really appreciate coming up here just because of the new staff and the trustees that we got here, everybody working together. And I'm so happy that Mr. Millings is on the board instead of anything that has to do with Stockdale or Hunt or anybody that has anything to do with anything that is not right. And that goes on really deeply in here. So anything that's for the teachers, trust and believe. There's a lot of kids, and not even just teachers. Like I said, and I'm gonna say it again, I wouldn't care if you're the president of the United States or whatever. You don't take care of the little people, you ain't got nothing. Trust and believe. My mouth the way it is now, it's always been that for the little man, for the big man, because guess what? Your titles don't impress me. People's titles don't. The people that do the work, if you're doing your job and you know that you're doing it for the right thing, you're gonna get blessed. But I know that you got your heart there, and some of the other staff that has always been here for me since I came in here. I appreciate what you've done, and I appreciate the teachers in the district, because I got two that had came into this district. Some things weren't all right, didn't know what was going on. I done learned a lot, and I'm gonna continue to come here, but I appreciate anything that teachers that are doing the right thing, because we know that just like in sheriff's departments and teachers and probation and all jobs, not everybody's a good people, but if you're doing your job, there's good people in every field of work, and you are one of those. And so I have all of you that that who you are, that I represent, saying who you are, and the people, especially my student over there. But I want to thank you, because I'm gonna tell you, when these are not doing right for the teachers, you're gonna see what's really going on with these these kids. We need teachers to have pay the right way, like everything else. So I thank you for letting me come back up here, because I'm now learning, as people did a lot of talking about me learning the process. I'm learning I can come up on this point and let things be known. Doing a good job. And I like how you say that you intermix with the teachers and Mr. Millings and any other teachers that are doing their job, because I also know some know that they're not. They need to change their ways and get it together and do what's right for these teachers and for the union and everything else, because I've been a part of all that type of stuff. Union, teachers, kids, and everything else. So let's do a job and give another hand for Mr. Millings and Ms. Ramos, please. Let's do that for them. Let's make that be known for them in here. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And Ms. Ramos, outstanding job. Very impressed. Once, going twice. All right. I will go ahead and close the public hearing at 6:44. B, adoption of agreement with the Antelope Valley Teachers Association, AVTA. It is recommended that the Board of Trustees approve the proposed terms of the collective bargaining agreement reached between the district and the Antelope Valley Teachers Association. I am pleased to make that motion. Second,
Second.
Ms. Corona, second. Any discussion? Ms. McGrady, Ms. Nguyen? Okay. Well, I think this is going to go well. So all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say nay. Seeing none, so moved. Congratulations. Good job. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to give you opportunity. You want to say anything? Okay, cool. I just want to give you your opportunity because I think, especially coming from a student on the teachers is important. All right, perfect. C, adoption of agreement with unrepresented certificated management. It is recommended that the Board of Trustees approve the proposed terms of the collective bargaining agreement reached between the district and certificated management unrepresented as presented. I'll make the motion. Be very proud to make the motion. Can I get a second?
Second.
Second, Ms. Corona. Any discussion? All right, I think they're doing a great job as well. And having a motion, a second, we'll vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say nay. Seeing none, so moved. Congratulations. And that too. All right. D, AVUHSD and CSEA collective bargaining MOU regarding summer assistant program for the 2024-2025 school year. It is recommended that the Board of Trustees approve the agreement with CSEA as presented. I will go ahead and proudly make that motion. Can I get a second?
Second.
All right. Any discussion? All right. Seeing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Seeing none. So moved. Congratulations. E, approval of short-term staff permit, STSP, multiple subjects, item 8E and 8F. I would ask that they be approved together with the consensus of the board. This one, yes, Mr. Sims. Okay, we will do that. I will make a motion, or it is recommended the Board of Trustees approve and direct the Assistant Superintendent, Human Resources to submit the short-term staff permit, allowing the individuals to teach in the subject area as indicated. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Seeing none, so moved. To G, approval of professional intern permit, PIP, educational specialist, mid to moderate support needs. Item 8G and 8I, we can approve together with the consensus of the board. This one, you're good with that?
Yes.
All right, cool. It is recommended the Board of Trustees approve and direct the Assistant Superintendent, Human Resources to submit a provisional intern permit, allowing these individuals to teach in the subject areas as indicated. I'll make a motion. Second.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Seeing none, so moved. Move to 9, business services action item, agreement with T-Mobile USA for wireless mobile services and devices. It is recommended that the Board of Trustees approve the agreement with the T-Mobile to provide 1,675 wireless mobile lines of service and devices to the district and authorize Brian Hawkins to execute the agreement. I'll make the motion. Can I get a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Seeing none, so moved. B, contract with Montgomery Hardware Company, CMAS contract number 4-17-84-0059, A, Lancaster High School Security Upgrade Phase 1-44701, 32nd Street West, Lancaster, California. It is recommended the Board of Trustees approve the contract with the Montgomery Hardware Company and authorize Assistant Superintendent. Should be Mr. Hawkins in there, right? As an authorized agent to execute the contract on behalf of the district, correct? That's not a typo, Mr. Hawkins. Okay, I'll make that motion. Can I get a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed say nay. Seeing none, so move. C, Earth Systems Material Tests and Special Inspection for Cell Tower Installation at Lancaster High School, change order number 1. It is recommended that the Board of Trustees approve the attached change order number 1 with Earth Systems Pacific to provide soils, materials, testing, and special inspections as required, and authorize Assistant Superintendent, once again, Mr. Hawkins, to execute the agreement on behalf of the district. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second. All discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say nay. Seeing none, so moved. D, award contract to the lowest responsible bidder, 02/23-24 AV High School Ag Farm Sheep and Goat Pen Upgrade Project. It is recommended that the Board of Trustees award bid number 2/23-24 AV High School Sheep and Goat Pen Upgrade Project to Red Hawk Fencing, Inc. as the lowest responsible bidder, and authorize Assistant Superintendent Mr. Hawkins to execute the contract on behalf of the district. I will make this motion. I'm very proud to make this motion. This goes along,
Second.
and I'll get a second. Any discussion? Ms. Nguyen and Ms. Corona, anybody else? I'll have a little discussion. I want to say this was one of my campaign promises that I want to bring up the FFA program, and it's going full-fledged. Thank you to this board for approving funds for that, and I see some bright futures in the FFA program. So saying that, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say nay. Seeing none, so moved. Wireless System Initiative FSI Go Pass K through 12 agreement. This is on E. It is recommended that the Board of Trustees approve the attached agreement, Fearless System Initiative FSI Go Pass K through 12 agreement, and authorize Superintendent of Business Services, Mr. Hawkins, to execute the agreement on behalf of the district. I'll make the motion. Can I get a second?
Second.
Second discussion?
Mr. President, we do have a brief presentation from Devin Deming with LA County Metro.
Put right in my discussion.
Thank
You're
you.
on, ma'am.
Thank you very much. I'm here also with James Royal and members of the Antelope Valley Transit Authority, not Teachers Association, so another AVTA going on in the house.
Two
So-
great ones.
Yes. So we're here to talk about the new student program that we're jointly presenting in LA County. And there's a lot of really great reasons for giving students more affordable transit. One of which is that there's so many low-income students in LA County and including in Antelope Valley. And so we're trying to make transportation easier for those students and those families. And also we've seen a significant increase in graduation rates, and students getting the transit pass can have up to a 27% higher graduation rate, which is really high. So we want to not only increase student ridership, but also improve student health by creating more active lifestyles, students walking to buses and moving around outside, and also support that student success piece. So we're doing that by creating a regional transit pass with Antelope Valley Transit and many other transit agencies in LA County, and also creating these partnerships with school districts. And part of what our goal is to give students this skill for life, right? To be able to ride transit, not only here in the Antelope Valley, but anywhere around the world, any city, any country they might go to. Here are all of our transit agency partners, including, of course, AVTA, our newest partner who just joined in September. And so the other programs that existed prior to this, they require a little bit more administration. They require a little bit more cost. So you can see that a student may have to apply for a reduced fare card without this new program. And they would have to pay per ride, which can add up to sometimes over $300 a year. AVTA offers free fares for students under 44 inches or youth under 44 inches. But other than that, students have to pay regular fare on AVTA, which is $1.50 per ride, $7.50 per weekend, can be almost $400 a year. So under this new program, we have the cost sharing with the districts. It's $7 per student per year for the whole district. So instead of $6 a week or $8 a week, it's $7 per year. It covers all students in the district, and it's also reimbursable by the California Department of Education. Up to 60% of that cost is reimbursable, which brings the net cost down to $2.80 per student per year for unlimited transportation on AVTA, Metro, and all the other transit agencies that I showed you on the previous screen. Covers any use for school, for jobs, any other way that the student wants to use it. So I've included some information on the cost up here that you can see after that transportation reimbursement. The cost for the Go Pass program covering all the students is equivalent to less than 1% of the students paying regular fare to ride. So that's a significant cost savings if you're looking at covering all the students. And we've seen that this program is improving attendance as well. So hopefully there's a chance to recoup some of that revenue on the attendance side as well. So to this point, this program has over 110 school districts and charter networks, even some private schools involved in the program. We have 16 community colleges involved, not including Antelope Valley, which has a separate agreement with Antelope Valley Transit. Over 1.3 million eligible students in LA County in these partner districts. We've distributed over 2 million TAP cards. 84% of those, the ones that are registered, are being actively used on the system. Not for 1 or 2 boardings, but for an average of 87 boardings per active card. And we've had over 25 million boardings since we launched the program just about 2 years ago. So not surprisingly, students tell us what they save on paying for transit, they spend on food. That's the #1 answer. The #2 answer is school supplies and books. So we know that we're really filling a need that's helping students. We see 87% of the boardings are used weekdays, and you can see the spikes on before and after school times. So we know that the cards are being used specifically to get to and from school. And we also offer ways for parents who qualify for our low income program to get free and reduced fares as well. So try to just wrap that up really quickly for you. I'm happy to take any questions if you have questions.
I just think it's, go ahead.
Oh, go.
I'll defer. Go, that's fine.
This Go Pass program is just a wonderful program, and I
Thank
want
you.
to thank, it is, I just can't even imagine all the ways it's going to help our students. And I want to thank you all for presenting it to the high school district and offering it to our students. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great.
I'd just like to piggyback on that and say thank you very much. Appreciate it a lot. It'll be great for our students and their families.
Yeah, thank you.
Can't ask for anything better than this. This is pretty good. Something that we've probably been looking for as a parent, because I'm a parent. Thank you.
I have a question about, so we're joining in on year 3 of the 3-year pilot program, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so a couple of questions. How many students are we hoping join? And no, but they have to actually apply. It's not just something.
The cards can be distributed to every student. They just have to activate the card.
Right, but so that's my question is how many do you think are gonna activate the use?
The average is 16%, which is 10% higher than the average transit usage in LA County. So the average transit usage in LA County is about 6%, but students in this program, about 16% activate versus the cost of, for a student riding. I was showing that the cost for, participating in this program is equivalent to less than 1% of students paying under the, like a regular fare program, right? So 1% versus 16%. So we think it's a good ratio.
Yeah. Well, no, and I also just want to comment how wonderful I think this program is, only because I've lived in big urban cities before and I didn't know how to use public transportation really. So giving this as an opportunity for our students to know, oh, now I can actually maybe go to San Francisco and not feel afraid. So we're empowering our students by providing this access, and that is equity. So thank you.
Yeah, and the other thing I forgot to mention is that MetroLink, who runs the trains, they just launched a free student program also. So students can take the MetroLink for free down into Los Angeles and then ride all of the transit agencies down there for free as well.
Right. I think it's an outstanding program. I want to give credit to Mr. Royal here, if you'll stand up. He's the one that brought it to me and said, hey, we have a great idea that we would like to partner with the school. And I was like, this is amazing. We always have discussions about how our kids are going to get to certain things. I'm like, this will solve so many issues in our district on transportation, and it enhances it. And the fact that they can use it, go from the bus to the train to different areas, is incredible for our students. And I just want to say thank you very much for bringing it. And if you got anything to say,
thank you,
good
Mr.
job.
Hughes. I did want to introduce Martin Tompkins, who's the CEO and Executive Director of AVTA, and Esteban Rodriguez, who is our Senior Director of Planning and Operations. This program really is great. It's not going to be the solution to every transportation problem. We have a very large service area and many rural located students have challenges that this doesn't completely address, but it's a great first step, and AVTA is dedicated to solving the problems, bringing the students to the schools as well as after school programs. I'm really excited about how many after school programs like YMCA, Boys and Girls Club, FFA, that the students had transportation issues getting to those after school programs. This is going to solve a lot of those. So thank you very much.
Good job. All right, we're still in discussion. Anything else from the board? I'm going to go ahead and do an individual vote because I want, do you have something to say or?
I think this is an amazing thing, an amazing program. I'm really excited for, thank you guys. Like this is, I'm actually speechless. Like, thank you.
Okay, I'm going to let you vote first.
Oh,
Lead the
aye.
way.
Yeah, aye.
Aye. All right, Ms. McGrady.
Aye.
Hi, Mr. Sanchez.
Aye.
Ms. Nguyen.
I highly approve.
All right, Ms. Cronin.
Yes.
That's a yes for me. Congratulations. And since it's passed, can we get a big picture? Because I think this is a perfect article, Miss Drake over there. We're providing our kids with much needed service and the district's funding a free package. It's great. So if the board can come down and Mr. Meehan, take a photo. All right, we'll move to 10, Administrative Services Action. Adopt Resolution 2023-24-07, Week of the School Administrator. It is recommended the Board of Trustees adopt Resolution number 2023-24-07, Week of the School Administrator. Since I have two educators, I'll let you guys make the motions.
So moved.
You want to second that, Ms. McGarry?
I will second that.
Awesome. All right. Any discussions on that? All right. I just want to say outstanding. We like school administrators. Have a good week. All right. Have a motion. Second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say nay. Seeing none, so moved. All right. 11, approved consent agenda. Approved items listed in the following consent agenda categories: educational service, student services, personal services, business service, and administrative service. Actions proposed for the consent agenda are items consistent with the adopted policies and approved practices of the district and are deemed routine in nature. The board will be asked to approve all the items in the consent agenda by a single vote unless a member of the board asks that an item be removed from the consent agenda to be considered and discussed separately. I'm sure I have some. Ms. Nguyen.
15A for discussion only.
Okay, Ms. Corona. Okay, Mr. Grady.
No.
Mr. Sanchez? I don't have any. So we're going to discuss 15A right now. Ms. Nguyen.
Well, as always, I like to bring up the fact that we have so many generous people in our valley that help our students. And I always want to make a personal address anyway to thank those people for the donations. It's a very large amount this time. And I just want people to understand how much we appreciate the help, and it's for our students, and you just can't do anything better than that. So thank you.
All right. Thank you. So let's see. Well, maybe I did that wrong. Did I do a motion yet? No. Okay, so I'm gonna go I'll make the motion. Need a second? Discussion, whatever Miss Wynn just said, put that in discussion. All right, any other discussion? Sorry, that's my mess up. All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say nay, seeing none, so moved. Mr. Nehan. Yes. I didn't miss anything, right?
You did not. Just
Okay.
briefly, before he walks out the door, I want to say congratulations to Dr. Chris Grado. He's on his way. He's on his way to be inducted into the Quartz Hill High School Hall of Fame. Congratulations, Chris.
Yay.
A quick reminder, next Tuesday, October 24th, from 4:30 to 7 at the AV Fairgrounds, over 60 colleges will be represented along with tech and trade schools and military presentations. There will be financial aid workshops, tips for college applications, and NC2A eligibility, as well as scholarship information. College Information Night, it's put on by the district every year. It's a great event. So we want to remind everybody of that. And then finally, congratulations to Coach Jeff Williams. Yesterday, he was honored by the California Interscholastic Federation with a Distinguished Service Award. Jeff's been a teacher in the district for 35 years. He was the head football coach of Palmdale High School for 29 years, and he served as the district's CIF representative for the last 14 years. Congratulations, Coach Williams. Well deserved.
Right, Ms. McGrady, I'll start with you.
No comment tonight.
Ms. Wynn?
I'll go through mine really fast. First of all, the Antelope Valley School Board Association had the CSCA or CSBA conference at Lancaster High School, and as always, Lancaster, and I have to tell you that it's the Antelope Valley School Board Association specifically picks Lancaster High School to have their Ed Summit, and I want to thank Zach Mercier for a wonderful presentation, and thank you for getting up and bragging about the district. I always appreciate that. It's well deserved. Thank you very much. Also want to say that the Lancaster School District just finished their strategic plan, and if anybody gets a chance to take a look at it, I think it was well done. Their motto is where the future takes flight. And of course, there's the Palmdale Promise that's the tagline for their strategic plan as well. I thank you, Mr. Hughes, for addressing the issue of cameras on campus. I know our security staff has mentioned it several times to me that they would like to see the cameras improved. I guess the cameras that we currently have are grainy and sometimes hard for people to see individual faces, and also want to thank Ms. Ramos and Ms. Williams and Matt Anderson. In the event of a concern, the three of them just magically changed their outfits into first responder outfits, and they were able to help parents and students and staff. And I was totally impressed with the conversation and the care and concern that you all have. I know everybody does, but this was just an opportunity for me to see it firsthand. So I want to thank you with that. And then just one point of clarification, I don't lie ever. Thank you.
Yeah, I just want to say it was an honor to go to Little Rock High School. They honored 6 former students that did big things in life, and they were put in the Hall of Fame. And it was cool to see one of the guys there, because student athlete back in the day, to see one be an MMA fighter and all that stuff. So I was like, man, we have an MMA fighter that was pro. He was an actual amateur, and we didn't know about it until I went to this meeting here. So that was pretty cool to see. And then hopefully let's all cross our fingers that I'll probably be part of Carla's and Joe McGrady's circle probably to be an educator at ABC. Yeah, you'll see. So if everybody wants to learn electrical technology, you know where to go.
Professor Sanchez. Right, Ms. Corona, a true professor.
Thank you all for being here tonight. I just wanted to say I had a really great Arts Advisory Committee meeting a couple of weeks ago. It was just really inspiring and such a reminder of the importance of arts and arts education in our district. And that, of course, with the will of the board and me being an advocate, that we're going to continue, at least in my tenure here, to put arts just as equal as we do with science and technology, engineering and math and everything, really. It's all integrated at the end of the day. So I thank all of those principals and the committee for spending their time with us for about an hour and a half. And then also, I just need to make a comment for myself to say that my thoughts and prayers are truly with what's going on in our world right now. And my humanity is broken inside to see what I see. And I'll leave it at that. Thank you.
Right. All right. Thank you very much. We're going to try to get you guys out of here early. I sped through this. I want to go watch some people get inducted into Quartz Hill, and I invite everybody to come out there. I think it's going to be great. I'm just going to go and move on to closed session. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize again.
You're all good. You're all good. I want to keep it a little brief too, because I'm trying to get home too.
I'm gonna start you. You're starting every time.
Thank you. Thank you.
You got the first say before even the superintendent.
I think this has been it's been a really positive meeting from, the teachers getting, the benefits that they deserve, because if we don't have teachers, then we don't have a school district, because they're the ones who really motivate the students to come out and learn. And also with the other AVTA, with their entire thing. So I think it's just been a really upbeat meeting, which is what we should be doing. And yeah, so I apologize for me. I'm just a little sleepy today, guys. I came in and I was like, oh, so yeah.
Working a little too hard.
Yeah, it is, my senior year. So I am trying to balance my life out, and just a lot of things that have been going on at the school districts or schools. Everyone's had their homecoming games, everyone's had their homecoming. So I recently just had their homecoming. I was how do I say it? I was voted in as homecoming king, and my girlfriend was also voted in as homecoming queen. So it's been, it's been really well. It's been amazing. So I'm excited to see the rest of the school year. Thank you, guys.
Awesome. All right, I will go ahead and move into closed session. Item 18C, may I please have a motion to approve administrative hearing panel recommendations for student expulsions and to order as presented the expulsions of 6 students. I have a motion.
So moved.
Second. Okay, discussion. Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say nay. Seeing none, so moved. Item 18D, during closed session, the board considered final settlement agreement and general release STS 24054 OAH case number 202-3080429. By a vote of 5-0, the board took action to accept the final settlement and general release agreement. Item 18E, during closed session, the board considered claim number 2308310001. By a vote of 5-0, the board took action to reject the claim. I will go ahead. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All right. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say nay. Seeing none. See you at Quartz Hill.